Hello, it's Nora from Nora Jane Fit. So today I wanted to do a quick video on something that kind of ached me big time today. I was picking my daughter up from school, and with this new queuing system, there's a lot of time to people watch. And I noticed that a lot of the children that were being picked up were snacking on shit. There's no other way to put it. McDonald's, lollipops, breadsticks with chocolate dip, sweets, little young children, and some of them I know have additional learning needs, behavioral problems, etc. Which is even more important that they're being nourished the right way. So I wanted to do a little video to talk about the importance of children being fed nutritionally balanced meals. Now, there's nothing against having things like McDonald's, KFC, sweets, crisp, etc. every once in a while, because food is meant to be enjoyed. I enjoy all of the above once in a while. But the problem becomes important when this is something that is part of the norm, which is what I've noticed quite a lot lately. And particularly because children are developing and laying down cells that, when they develop, can, in my opinion, contribute to things like puberty or early puberty, behavioral problems, etc. It's very important that as parents we're nourishing them correctly. Uh, and also, they're in school, and we should be giving them foods that support brain health and development, and nourish and support them. Once in a while they can have junk, but not something after school. So a lot of people might say that it's difficult to get children to eat healthily after school. Now think about it. So they have had lunch at 12 or 12:30. We pick them up around 3 or 3:30. They've had a good 3 hours where they haven't eaten. So they will be hungry. And what I usually do with myself when I feel peckish is I do like a broccoli test. Can I eat a piece of broccoli raw right now? If I answer yes to that question, I know I'm genuinely hungry. If I say no, then I know that I'm not hungry, I'm peckish, go drink some water, something else. So with children, after school is the best time to get good stuff into them. Fresh fruit, apples, pears, grapes, bananas, watermelon chunks, cherries, lychees, chopped mango, chopped pineapple, prepared at home, oranges or peely easy peelers, those sort of things, amazing. Balance that, or mix that with things like dried fruit, concentrated sugar, but it's still dried fruit. You still have the fiber from some of the fruits, so things like dried mango, for example, coconut pieces, dates, which are really healthy, full of different types of minerals and fiber, prunes, dried raisins. Okay, that's great. Apricots, great for iron. Mix up with some organic or raw cheese. Okay, organic or raw cheese. You're looking at balancing this where they're not getting hormones from the animals or GMO, things like that. Nuts and seeds. So pistachios, cashews, walnuts, almonds, lightly salted or not salted at all, just plain. You don't want to have that covered in chocolate or sugar, honey roasted, nothing like that. Think about like teeth and cavity dental health. That's super important for children as well. That's if they're feeling for something salty. Seaweed crisp or seaweed strips. You can get them things like organic rye crisp bread with spread with like peanut butter, organic peanut butter, or almond nut butter, or hazelnut butter. Or you can do like an organic cream cheese or a hummus. Vegetable sticks. I made Vivian a very delicious lunch today with some homemade hummus, which is, it takes like literally takes seconds to make. And I gave her tomatoes, celery, carrots, cucumber, peppers, and some rye bread with her hummus. And in the hummus, I put chickpeas, some raw garlic, some lemon juice. I didn't put tahini, I put avocado, and some turmeric and some salt. Like, look at all of that good stuff going in there. And I make sure that if she has a snack, so if I put like a bag of crisp in her lunch kit, 99%, not 99%, but like maybe 95% of her lunch kit is fruits, vegetables, and healthy carbs and fats. So you could write that off, because children, they're in school, they want to have what their friends are having, fine. But Think about the impact of obesity. And in England, you know, we have such high rates of childhood obesity, in a country where we have access to so much that and such a good quality of food that there's no reason why our children should be overweight. There's none. And so I really want to encourage parents to think about what they're feeding their children. Sorry, my nose is itching. What they're feeding their children after school. When your child is hungry, when you pick them up, they're not going to argue if you've got food available. And you know, if they kick off and they resist a little bit, keep persisting. And what I want to get into the habit of doing myself is starting to do freshly squeezed juice, like apple and ginger shots, apple turmeric, and mango, things like that, that help to build the immune system up at this time. I think it's very selfish of parents to feed kids. I mean, I saw this little boy today just chomping down McDonald's fries. I mean, they look good, but why? I mean, there's like no need. And when you look at the parents, they're also overweight as well. So there's a whole education piece that goes with that. But this, to me, that's almost like a form of child abuse. And this little boy, another one, I don't know if he has like ADHD or something like that, but you know, huge lollipops, the sugar, the stimulants, all of that stuff, not good for his system at all. These children and children in general need to be having access to fresh, wholesome, nutritious fruit. Now, my suggestion is that if you don't know, educate yourself. In 2020, there is so much information available, and we don't have to overcomplicate it. You know, I always say, I wrote in one of my books that we overcomplicate food so much, and the grocery stores are usually set out quite simply, right? The first few aisles that you walk into are the fruit and vegetable and dairy, and then meat aisles, and then whole food aisles. Start with that. Take your kids in and say, choose some different fruit and veg, and this is what we'll have after school for an after school snack. Get them involved with, you know, making recipes. Look on YouTube or Google, Instagram, and get some ideas, because when children are overweight, when they start to develop early precocious puberty, childhood obesity leads to things like, not only with the early development for precocious puberty, specifically for girls, development of breast and pubic hair and early menstruation. I mean, think about the psychological impact of that. Like, as women, having to deal with your period every month is hell enough on its own. For a little girl to have to deal with that because she's eating, you know, nonsense, you know, food high in fat, sugar, dairy, toxins, additives and preservatives and GMO things, like it's sorry, oops, it's over. Sorry, I had a call come through. It's not in the child's best interest at all. Obesity, looking at things like cancer, arthritis, psychological issues, just doesn't weigh up. It doesn't weigh up at all. And so it did hurt me today. I was like, I have to do a video on this. Like, there's so many kids, child after child after child today, just junk. And I'm looking at the parents and thinking, like, why are you doing this to your kids? So my message here today is very simple. I have a very balanced approach to life. I will happily eat pizza. I will happily have McDonald's. I'll happily eat a bag of crisps because I love food. That's once in a while. The majority of my diet, 9 out of 10 times, I'm eating very, very healthily. And I do the same for my daughter. Her lunch kit today, I was so proud of myself. Like, she has like the healthiest lunches, and obviously she wants to have what her friends are having. I allow it once in a while because she's eating really well. But for people who are doing this as a norm, as you know, after school the kids are having Cadbury chocolate bars, or these a pack of Haribos or Skittles or McDonald's or KFC, like, why do you need to feed your kids that? Like, the amount of work that their bodies are doing to have to detox and process that, when we should be filling the body up and helping the body to grow and developing, laying down good fat cells, good cells, giving the brain nourishment, nourishing the livers and the kidneys and all the organs that are there to help the child grow and develop, and you're giving the body all this extra work to do, specifically for children who have a additional needs, whether they're learning or behavioral, food plays a massive role in that. And there's a lot of studies that show that, you know, food has helped to reverse some of these conditions. So what we put in, we get out. So my message today, I've said twice already, look at what you're feeding your children. If they don't drink water, hydration is a huge thing. I still sometimes struggle with that with my daughter. I put fresh pineapple chunks. So I like when I go to the grocery store, I order 6 whole pineapples a week. And we have 1 a day. And I cut that into chunks. I give it to her. It's great for digestion and everything else. And I put that in her water to flavor it. So she'll drink her water. And at the end, she'll have like 4 or 5 like nice thick pieces of pineapple chunks. And she eats that happily. Or sometimes I give her like freshly made lemonade, but like freshly squeezed lemon and lime and raw honey, a little slice of ginger in there, and she'll drink that. So hydration is super important. So find a good quality water-based drink that your child would drink. If you have to add like organic squash to that just so your child is hydrating, okay, that's fine every now and then. And then think about what snacks you're putting into your child's lunch kit. I really believe that at least 80% should be at least 80% of each meal needs to be consisting of a good chunk of raw fresh fruits and vegetables, whole grain breads and things like that, because you're looking at how is my child going to develop into a young adult and as an adult when they're older, physically and mentally, because food impacts both and even emotionally as well. And when we think about if we are giving children foods to boost their moods when they're in school during, you know, these stressful times, everything that we can do to help our children now, via how we nourish them, it's super important, and it's our responsibility as adults to make sure that we're not feeding our kids crap. So today really got to me. Like I literally wanted to I wanted to go to my daughter's school and be like, let me do like a seminar or something on healthy eating for these kids, because so many of them are eating junk, and we're supposed to be like a healthy eating school, and I don't see that happening on the streets here. And particularly for groups where the obesity and diabetes, high blood pressure and high cholesterol is prevalent, you know, need to be more aware of what the children are eating. When we develop taste for certain foods, and certain foods have additives included in them for us to crave them, it's very difficult to break away from that. But when you train a child from young to develop a taste for fruits, like in our house it's always fruits first. I have so many fruits around, like just bowls of fruit. And that's, you know, easy access to my daughter. But the snacks in the snack cupboard are not. She has to climb up to get them, and so then they're out of sight, out of mind. So if you are a parent who you've fallen astray of choosing or giving your child healthy foods, then I encourage you to take a step back and look at how you are contributing to the health of your child. Think about cancer, think about health conditions, think about depression, anxiety, think about education and how you're helping that child's brain to develop. All of these things, skin conditions, allergies, all of these stem from unhealthy eating. So yes, food is meant to be enjoyed. Yes, you know, once in a while, you know, eat what you feel like having as a write-off, and I don't encourage that as something that you need to be doing weekly, but like once in a while, you know, just enjoy food. But as an everyday thing, specifically after school, when your children are hungry and you can get them to try new things because they're so hungry, they just want to eat, that is the time that you should be coming with bags of fruit and vegetables and whole grain organic things to give them, not McDonald's and sweets and chocolates. And if you say that's easy, to me that's just pure laziness on your part. Take some time to organize yourself and think about what you can give your child, because it's just as easy to pick up an apple as it is to pick up a bar of chocolate, or an easy peeler orange as it is to pick up a bag of crisps. It's literally just as easy. There's no difference in time at all, right? No preparation, no nothing. So I'll probably do a part 2 on that. But hey, maybe if you need some recipes or some ideas, or you want to continue this conversation, because the youth of today are the leaders of tomorrow. And if we have unhealthy children growing up into unhealthy adults, then I fear for the future. I do. So that's my videos for today, guys. Eat well, choose well. Fruit first, vegetables first. Enjoy life, enjoy food. Enjoy my videos. If you've liked it, like and subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to you soon. Ciao.